Mother could explain, and she wanted us to know Dad and know what he did, and so Phil had been to the fly room, but Nate and I had not. So this was a special occasion, and I was overwhelmed by the mess. It was such a shambles, such a shambles. Like a large closet. It had no, you didn't feel as though there was any air circulation. There was no out there. I don't know whether there were windows or not. Either the windows were blanked with blinds of one sort or another, or it was an inside room that didn't have windows. We weren't particularly comfortable in there. And I know Dad showed us his totem pole, which I found interesting, but then it was not my cup of tea, shall I say. It was because what it was graph paper with just these notations. There weren't pictures or anything interesting. It was just that. He let us look into his microscope, which I found interesting, but one look was enough. And there was one of the other guys in the room at the same time, and I can't remember whether it was Sturdivant or who it was. But in other words, there was a kind of a division of it. We were introduced, but we were there to see Dad, and that's the way it was. He didn't have bananas anymore. He was the one that refused to sit and smell rotten bananas. So he developed this formula that they used in the jars with the fruit flies that didn't smell. And also one of the things I remember him showing us, of course they came in these segmented wooden crates, the half-pint size, and the Borden Milk Company had them made, these square bottom milk bottles. And then they began making them for the milk because they didn't rattle in the wooden crates. So they opened the door because of Calvin's request, because he didn't like the rattle, that they had the square bottom jars that fit into the crates, and they could move them from one place to another without having this rattling. Anything and everything that he came in contact with in the way of a work project, he always was looking for ways to improve it. So that seemed to come just perfectly natural. And of course we kids accepted it because that's the way Dad was.